On News 3 New Mexico, it's Ash Wednesday, the start of Lent season.
And are these warm temperatures going to last? Find out in my full weather forecast.
Some rich Russian leaders can say goodbye to their yachts, luxury apartments, and private jets. That and more on News 3 New Mexico.
This is News 3 New Mexico, your local source for news, sports, and first weather.
Good evening and welcome to News 3 New Mexico. I am Olayinka Sodunke.
And I am Bradley Wise. New Mexico welfare agencies are coming under new pressure from a federal judge and state lawmakers to expand translation and oral interpretation services to minority households that don't speak English or Spanish. Governor Michelle Lujan Grisham signed legislation Tuesday requiring that major state agencies study the need for language assistance services and report back to the governor and legislature. A federal judge based in Las Cruces has ordered the State Human Services Department that oversees food and stamp Medicaid benefits to change its automated phone system to offer access to benefits in additional languages. New Mexico Center on Law and Poverty Legal Director Sovereign Hagar says many local residents struggle to find adequate language services to apply for benefits.
Now, a coalition of environmentalists and nuclear watchdogs has delivered more than 1,100 petition signatures to Democratic Governor Michelle Lujan Grisham. Dozens of people gathered at the state capitol on Tuesday to ask that the Lujan Grisham administration take all steps necessary to stop any expansion of the federal government's nuclear waste repository in southeastern New Mexico. They are concerned about the potential for the waste isolation pilot plant to be a disposal site for diluted plutonium. The on-the-ground repository currently takes in special boxes and barrels packed with low-level waste that consist of lab coats, rubber gloves, tools and debris contaminated with plutonium and other radioactive elements.
New Mexico is allowing broad access to test strips that can detect the presence of potent opiate, fentanyl, and potentially help avoid deadly overdoses. Under legislation signed Monday by Democratic Governor Michelle Lujan Grisham, the bill from Democratic legislators in Albuquerque, Santa Fe, and Los Alamos lifts restrictions on public access to devices that can test for drug impurities. Overdoses in New Mexico increasingly are linked to the ingestion of drugs laced with fentanyl. Separately, Lujan Grisham signed a legislation that provides new or expanded preferences on state contracts to bids by Native American-owned businesses based on tribal lands, resident-owned businesses, and military veterans.
The New Mexico Supreme Court has found that a rule allowing private landowners to limit public access to streams and rivers is unconstitutional. The court announced its decision Tuesday after hearing oral argument in a case that centered on whether the public has a right to fish or float on streams and other waterways that flows through private property. While the debate over stream access has been ongoing across the West for years, the New Mexico court provided more clarity with its ruling on a petition filed by a coalition of anglers, rafters and conservationists. Attorney for landowners argued that private property rights needed to be protected. Now, Payton, it's been a warm week, but what's the weekend looking like right now?
Is it looking cold?
It's actually looking really warm. I think you'll like it, Olayinka.
Oh, wow.
Okay, let's see.
Let's go check it out. All right, as you can see, things are looking like summer again. It's looking like spring. Up here in the north, 66 in Raton, 68 in Clayton, 73 in Tucumcari, you know, not too bad, especially for the north. Let's take a look over here. 66 in Farmington, 65 in Gallup. Not too bad. Feeling like spring, feeling nice and warm. It's finally March. Things are looking better. Let's take a look at the satellite. Now, as you can see, there's not a whole lot of action going on throughout the state. Things are pretty quiet, pretty dormant so far. There is a little bit of activity down there, down south, kind of where Hobbs, Jal area. Not too bad, though. Not a whole lot going on. You know, it's pretty dormant, pretty nice. No news is good news sometimes. Wind speeds throughout the state. Wednesday, today at 5. Not too bad. Things are looking pretty nice. You can go outside. You don't feel too much wind. Things are good. Let's fast forward a little bit. Thursday, things are starting to pick up a little bit. For our eastern Mexico, our part of the world, things are about 10, 15 miles per hour, nothing we're not used to over here. You move over here and by Albuquerque and this whole area over here, starting to pick up 20 miles per hour in some places. Friday, 11:30, things get really bad. You go to the western part of the state right here, things aren't looking too good. 30, 40 mile per hour winds. In eastern New Mexico, however, 15, 25, nothing we're not used to over here. And Friday at 5, things are getting pretty bad again. 40, 50 miles per hour on the whole western part of the state. I'll take it back to Brad and Olayinka at the desk.
A 37-year-old Austrian man has been arrested after federal agents accused him of civil disorder and related offenses in last year's riot at the U.S. Capitol. In a statement, federal prosecutors in Washington said Jeffrey Samuel Show was arrested Tuesday in Austin. A criminal complaint allegedly shows Show being among the crowd of Capitol rioters, waving a Texas flag and wearing what appeared to be a body armor vest, ballistic-style helmet, goggles, and hard-knuckle gloves. The FBI says he was among the first few to breach a line of U.S. Capitol Police, overwhelming the officers and forcefully entering the Senate wing. A Dona Ana County Sheriff's deputy didn't wear a required body camera during a shooting incident, prompting District Attorney Gerald Byers to warn Sheriff Kim Stewart that deputies must comply with the requirements set by state law. Byers included the warning in a letter telling Stewart that a September non-fatal shooting of a suspect was justified. However, Byers noted that the deputy removed his body camera ahead of the encounter in order to put on body armor and left it behind. Byers also said that lack of video could jeopardize prosecutions. Stewart said it was an oversight by the deputy.
Now, elected officials in Alamogordo have reopened a discussion about rehabilitating and transforming the historic Dudley School into a community center. The school is one of the oldest structures in the southern New Mexico City. City commissioners heard a presentation about the $557,000 project during a recent meeting. The project had been on hold because of the COVID-19 pandemic. Joe Lewandowski of the Tularosa Basin Historical Society said his group wants to save and restore the building because of its role in Alamogordo's history. Built in 1914, the four-room schoolhouse served Hispanic students during the first half of the 20th century. Now moving swiftly on, the State Republican Party has postponed releasing pre-primary convention results after its electronic voting system encountered glitches. Party officials say they have moved to a backup plan to have paper ballots in the interest of the election integrity after the software malfunctioned on Saturday. They say the paper ballot voting went smoothly and the results will be released once all ballots are properly counted. GOP contenders for Congress and statewide elected offices are competing for positions on the primary ballot ahead of the June vote. The Republican convention will determine who gets on the primary ballot with at least 20% of endowment votes and who gets top billing with the highest approval.
Be sure to tune back in after the break for another look at weather with Payton.
But first, here's a look at the financial market.
Welcome back. So, one thing I wanted to point out here actually is if you look down south, things are looking especially warm. Las Cruces down here, 79 degrees. Alamogordo, 73. Things are looking nice for them down there, we might say, at this time of year. Last week things were getting pretty cold, but now this is nice. This is refreshing. Let's take a look at our little slice of heaven over here. 72 in Roswell, always has to be different, but still matching Hobbs this time. 71 in Portales, 71 in Clovis, 70 in Santa Rosa up here. Not too bad. Things are looking pretty good. Let's get a look at that future satellite and radar now. Let me move on over here. As you can see, Thursday in the southwestern part of the state, we have a storm moving up. We got a little bit of cloud cover, a little bit of rain, precipitation, March showers bring April flowers, or some might say it's not that. I know it's not that. We'll move to our little slice of heaven over here. Not a whole lot of action. We're going to see some cloud cover, maybe a little bit of showers here and there, but I don't think we're going to see very much of this storm by the way it's moving. Let's change it to tonight's lows. Things are warmer, but not super warm at night. 44 across most of the state, 42 in Santa Rosa, 36 in Santa Fe, 33 in Raton. That's probably where it's going to get the coldest across the state. Back home, we're looking at 43 in Portales, 41 in Clovis, 50 in Tucumcari. Warm, not bad. 42 in Santa Rosa. I think I already covered that one, actually. The highs for tomorrow, things are looking good. Things are looking better again. 76 in Las Cruces, 70 in Silver City, 67 in Gallup. Things are warming up across the board. 74 in Roswell. I don't know if you can see that right there. 74 in Roswell, 76 in Portales, 75 in Clovis, 77 in Tucumcari. Things are feeling pretty nice. It's short weather now. Let's get a look at that 7-day forecast for you. Thursday, 74 in Carlsbad, partly cloudy for the most part. Friday looking like 84. 46 Thursday night, not looking too bad. Let's get a look at Roswell here. 75, 81 on Friday, but it looks like it's going to be pretty windy. 42 Friday night, 48 Thursday night, actually. Let's get a look at Tucumcari, Quay County. 78, partly cloudy tomorrow on Thursday. 48, almost pushing 50 Thursday night, rather. Friday, Saturday, looking like it's going to be pretty windy, though. Home sweet home, home at Eastern New Mexico University, Portales. Looking mostly cloudy, 76 tomorrow. Tomorrow night, looking like 43. 77 Friday, like I said, it's going to be a little bit windy, but nothing we're not used to.
Okay, looking at the situation, I think the weekend is looking pretty okay right now.
I think you'll like it. I think you'll enjoy it.
Yeah, I mean, it's just going to be windy. Then, yeah, I mean, it's going to stay within the 70s and the 60s looking at the weekend. So, yeah, I'm excited about that.
Good.
Okay, then we'll be back after this break.
It's Ash Wednesday, the start of the Lenten season. For those who celebrate, it's a time for fasting, repenting, and reflecting on mortality in the weeks leading to Easter Sunday. After service on Mass, church attendees are invited to receive ashes on their forehead, often in the shape of a cross pattern. The ashes used are made from Palm Sunday palms, which are burned and blessed. Ash Wednesday services are not just held in Catholic churches, but by many Christian faith churches. One day after giving the State of the Union address, President Joe Biden is giving a speech in Superior, Wisconsin. That's the city with the Blatnick Bridge, which the White House says is, quote, nearing the end of its usable life. Biden is expected to talk about the bipartisan infrastructure law that will help fix roadways and other surfaces nationwide. Some of the funds from that bill are earmarked by both Wisconsin and Minnesota to repair the Blatnick Bridge.
Still staying with national story, the Senate's Judiciary Committee says the hearing for Supreme Court nominee Catandra Brown Jackson will begin March the 21st. Senator Dick Dobbin, the committee chairman, announced the hearing scheduled on Wednesday as Jackson was holding her first meeting with senators on Capitol Hill. As is tradition, the hearing will last 4 days with opening statements on March the 21st and testimony and questioning the next 2 days. The fourth day will include testimony from outside witnesses. Dobbin says the committee would undertake a fair and timely process to consider George Jackson's nominee. Now, looking at the war in Ukraine, some rich Russian leaders can say goodbye to their yachts, luxury apartments and private jets. The US, EU and other allies are using export restrictions and other financial sanctions to punish Russia and Belarus for attacking Ukraine. And there is a new unit of the Justice Department to make sure it happens. It's called Capture, and it focuses on Russian government officials and oligarchs. The U.S. Attorney General says the task force will include prosecutors and federal agent experts in money laundering and tax enforcement, along with national security investigators from the FBI, IRS, U.S. Marshal Service, and the U.S. Postal Inspection Service. Away from that, there's still a story on Google right now, which I will be taking in a bit. Okay, Google owned Fitbit has recorded 1 million of its Ionic smartphones after dozens of users reported burn injuries because the battery overheated. The fitness gadgets maker says consumers who bought the $299 watch with the model number FB503 should immediately stop using the product and contact Fitbit for packaging to return them. The company says consumers will receive full refunds and a discount of 40% to purchase certain Fitbit product. Fitbit received 115 reports of the battery overheating in the U.S., with 78 reports of burn injuries, including 2 reports of third-degree burns and 4 claims of second-degree burns. Well, that is all the news we have for you right now.
Make sure to tune back in after the break for sports with Qitana Sapiga.
Welcome back to News 3 New Mexico. I'm Qitana Sapiga, and tonight we'll take a look at Eastern sports and go over what's going on in Major League Baseball. Last night, Greyhound women's basketball competed against Cameron University in Round 1 of the Lone Star Conference Tournament. Throughout 4 periods, there were multiple lead changes between the Hounds and the Aggies as they battled back and forth. However, Cameron snuck away with a few last-minute free throws at the end of the 4th to secure their win 88-85. Mimi Amond led all scorers with 23 points. Ayana McCurdy was right behind with 20 points. And Natalie Stice contributed 17 points. This season marks head coach Megan De Los Reyes' first official season with Eastern. She said, "This group played their hearts out. Being able to battle into playoffs and finish with the best performance we've had all year is something to be truly proud of." The Hounds finished their season at 10-14, while Cameron University looks to play Texas A&M Commerce in the next round of the tournament. As one season finishes, another one begins, or is in the works. It was announced last month that Eastern is bringing back men's soccer, and the team will be competing this upcoming fall. On Monday, Brandon Mizuraka was hired as the new head coach for Greyhound men's soccer. Athletic director Paul Weir said, "At the end of this process, Brandon became the perfect fit. He will be an exceptional addition to our local community, and we can't wait to watch him get started." Mizuraka is coming to Eastern after 3 seasons with Oklahoma Panhandle State University. There, he was actually the first ever coach for the Aggies, and as a result was in charge of fundraising, academic monitoring, travel coordination, video analysis, and recruiting. Before becoming a soccer coach, Mizuraka was a student at Missouri Baptist University, where he earned his Bachelor of Arts in Sports Management in 2014. Then he received his Master's of Arts in Teaching from the University of Cumberland in 2016. Eastern welcomes Coach Mizuraka and is excited to see men's soccer back in action this fall. On December 2nd, 2021, Major League Baseball went into a lockout after MLB owners voted unanimously to lock their players out due to a labor dispute. After the lockout begun, a deadline was set on February 28th to reach an agreement between players. The deadline has now passed and no deal has been agreed upon. Monday night, there were 13 negotiating sessions over 16 and a half hours long, yet no progress was made. Then Tuesday, the league sent the Players Union their best and final offer, but the players rejected it. After these events, MLB Commissioner Rob Manfred announced that opening day is canceled, as well as the first 2 series of the 2022 season. This totals to 91 games lost this season. Manfred also made clear that players will not be paid for missed games. This is the 9th work stoppage in baseball history and will be the 4th time that regular season games are being canceled. Some of the MLB's most popular players took to social media to share their disappointment in the league and how they are treating the situation. Manfred said his deepest hope is that the league and players get to an agreement quickly. He too is disappointed that they couldn't make it work. Sorry, baseball fans, you'll have to wait a little longer until you can see your favorite players on the field. That is all the sports I have for you tonight, but stay tuned and you'll be back at the desk after this break.
Yeah, welcome back. Payton, yeah, you had mentioned that it's going to get pretty warm, but then what else is going on with the weather?
Could be cold.
It's not going to get very cold, but, you know, the wind is going to pick up, you know. I think you're going to like it because it's going to be warm, but it's going to be windy too.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Let's get one last look at that. So, in Santa Rosa, 72, partly cloudy on Wednesday today. Thursday, 74, cloudy. Friday, looks like everywhere's going to be windy, but it's nice and warm at 73. Carlsbad, nice and sunny today, 74. Mostly cloudy tomorrow at 72. And on Friday, 82. Nice and sunny, though. Good old Roswell, 74 and sunny today. 72 and cloudy tomorrow. And 80, but the winds are going to be blowing tomorrow, too. Home sweet home, Portales, New Mexico, 74 and sunny today, and 72 and cloudy tomorrow. And Friday, 82 and windy, but it's going to be sunny.
Definitely, I'm looking forward to Friday and 82. But I mean, in Portales, it gets very windy though. But yeah, I think I'll be fine.
Oh, yeah, I'll break out my shorts.
Yeah, is it time to go swimming yet?
I hope so.
Could be.
Okay, then. Well, that is all the news that we have for you tonight here on News 3 New Mexico. Thank you very much for watching.
Have a great night.